welcome back. We have another concrete job for you today. So we're going to be doing a few feet of sidewalk, so relatively smaller than what we're used to, but should be a pretty decent job. We're still going to go load up the excavator to get it dug out. Just makes things a lot easier when you can use that. Keeps from tearing up the yard with a skid steer. So we'll take the trailer, we'll go dig out some sidewalks, and we should be pouring in the next day or two. So we'll catch up with you at the job site after we load up and see what we're looking at. Okay, well, of course, just picked up the dump trailer so we can get in and out of this job, better access. And we still had some stone left over from one of our last jobs, so just gonna go kind of find a good spot here for it since it's a decorative stone, and hopefully we can still use it for something, as it is a lot more expensive than regular gravel. And I hate to just dump it for any reason at all. So we'll see if we can get it saved for something. I don't know, but figure we'll find a use for it eventually. No use just using it as fill. This corner looks nice. In the mud. Hopefully my wood will stay in there, because I do need the wood, but I don't need the stone. But I'm doubtful. Yep, there it goes. Alright, get out of there, stone. This dump trailer's seen a lot of use and has paid for itself. And it's paid for itself multiple times over. That looks good. A little bit in the top there, but I think we can manage that. Just gonna pull up a little bit and let that fall out. Pick up my wood, and then we'll be on our way. Okay. Ty should be up any minute. He's gonna grab the excavator and the dump truck. That way we can get this sidewalk dug out a lot easier. It'd be nice to have a 3-foot bucket, since most sidewalks we do are 3 feet wide. But right now we only have the 2-foot tooth bucket, so kind of just making do for now. But hopefully at the end of the year we can work on getting a 3-foot bucket, 3-foot smooth bucket for it. That would really be convenient. All right, that's it. Pick up some wood. We always used to get new wood for every job, but after COVID and 2x4x8s went up to $7 and $8 a board, if you could even get them, we started reusing as much as we could, and we try to take care of it, keep it straight, because there's nothing harder during setup than using crooked lumber. So it's been working out well. I mean, probably get maybe 2 or 3 jobs out of lumber like this before it gets, in my opinion, you end up spending more time and effort getting it straight, setting up, than you would just buying a brand new piece of wood, especially now the prices are coming down. So I don't know, maybe it's just easier to get new stuff now. The prices are getting better, but still trying to hold on to some wood and use as much as we can, get some good use out of it. So once it becomes too twisted up, sometimes we'll save them for kickers or other pieces of like reinforcement, but yeah, then you just end up with a bunch of 4-foot pieces of wood taking up too much space. So all right, well, let's get going. We'll get onto the job site, we'll meet Ty there, and we'll start painting out some lines. Made it to the job site here. Just gonna start getting some lines laid out. That way, once Ty shows up with the excavator, we can just get right to digging. So basically gonna be starting from the driveway here in the asphalt, going across and just going straight to the backyard. Should be pretty straightforward. Made it to the job here, so basically just gonna continue. These sidewalks gonna get removed, replaced with new stuff, and she just wanted to do a ramp here where the slope kind of comes up rather than do steps. So it's always better to eliminate steps. So it'll be a little bit steeper than what a normal sidewalk would be, but better than having steps. And then basically just follow the landscape around to the back porch here. So I'm gonna get some paint, get these straight lines laid out. That way when Ty gets here with the excavator, we should just be able to get going on digging out, and be a quick dig out and start setting up today. Nice new can of paint. Going 42 inches wide on the new sidewalks. 36 is pretty comfortable, but 42 is always nice. Gives you plenty of room. Don't have to worry about walking on the edge of the concrete, especially if you're carrying groceries or something up. Just makes it nice in general. And then we'll over dig a couple inches just to make it easier. We can get this string through. Jeez. Yeah, I mean, a straight line makes the most sense to me, right? And then we'll have to bump it over.
And then we're going to that man door for the garage.
Yeah.
And then we'll just go straight down all the way along the garage.
Yeah, on the other side of the gutter there, like I think that's how we went out a little bit, you know, not like way under.
Yeah, and then we're going to meet your front porch too. I think
so. We'll figure it out as you go, huh?
Yeah.
So we'll
Well,
go 134 again.
We're going to start this until dark, but tomorrow me and my wife have to watch 2 babies under 2.
Daddy, that's a handful right there.
And so one's his.
Oh.
And
Okay.
so I can't come in the morning. So until they're picked up.
Okay, I can't say anything. My mother watched mine. So he was, you know.
Put these on the side because there's not as many of them. Put these big ones on here. No, not yet. All the sidewalks laid out. These are going to be 42 inches wide, so just mark about 46 to 48 inches for something like this. That way you have a little bit of room to screw in your forms, get your pins in and out. So we're going to have a small landing here, steps up onto the porch, 42 inches coming around this way, a little bit of a curve here, and then straight down. Just keep the sidewalk straight for now, but once it gets to the garage, I have to bump it out about a foot just to keep it away from that eave a little bit. I think that'll look nice for her. We'll make that a nice smooth transition. A little bit in front of the garage door here where we had some little pavers before. And then moving on to this side, we'll hang a sharp left, be able to go up to the front porch. And then we're going to remove this little 2 feet of asphalt here and just continue with the concrete all the way up to the asphalt. So as soon as Ty gets here with the excavator, should be starting to dig it out, and we'll get some stone down and try to get some forms in. Showed up with the excavator, so now we can start getting this dug out, and we'll try to get the concrete out here too. Do a time lapse and try to make some progress. Try to get the ramps down. Sometimes you can just back the truck up, but not in this case, I guess. And buying this excavator was such a big game changer for us. Just having your own machine, not having to rent one, being able to just have it whenever you need it, not have to worry about availability or going to pick it up or dropping it off. Just makes everything so much more convenient. It's a big investment, but definitely pays for itself after a little while of a little bit of effort and of course the time savings of having it yourself. All right, time to get digging here. Okay, well that's one trip down, so I'm gonna go get this dumped out. Luckily the dump where we go is only about 2 miles down the road here, so it should be a quick turnaround. And be back, grab probably 4 more loads here of this topsoil and stone, and then be good to go. Gotta love these tight spots up against house and a garage. And of course we found an old terracotta pipe. Always gives you a scare whenever you hit some kind of pipe. Old plumbing like that terracotta, because you never know where it goes, but luckily this one just ends right at the end of the old garage there, so who knows, it must have been like an old downspout pipe or something, but it's full of mud and it ended anyway. So there's a lot of terracotta around this area. Really old technology before PVC, but yeah, it was the best they had. Unfortunately, it just doesn't hold up very well. But as soon as we get out from behind the house in the garage here, should speed things up a lot. It's just a tight spot. From behind the garage in the house now, so should go a lot faster. Ty's still at it. Did find a 2-inch line for a sump pump, so just gonna make sure we reconnect that. All it did was wasn't even glued, just went from under the house there out towards the garage. So 2-inch line, make sure we get that glued back in before we get concrete over top of it. Should be a straight shot now. I mean, Ty's beating up the floor dump trailer, but yeah, should be a straight shot here now. We'll get some gravel in here hopefully tomorrow, maybe some forms in today, but we'll see. It's already let's see, 6 o'clock, 6:30. So when you start at 4 o'clock, you know, it's tough to do this kind of stuff in the evenings. I mean, me and Ty both work full time, and then we come try to do this from like 4 to 8, 4 to 9 o'clock, and yeah, timing makes it tough. So all right, we're gonna get this dug out the rest of the way here, and I'm sure the time lapse is still going in the back of the truck, and probably 3 more trips or so to the dump. Kind of a shame because this is such nice dirt. I mean, it's terrible just to kind of get rid of it, but homeowner didn't have any reason to keep it, doesn't have anywhere to put it, so doesn't make sense to keep it around. But we get this dug out and get back to it. You never know what you're going to find in people's yards. You know, just digging along 2 or 3 inches below grade, and I found this weird looking root, and I don't see any trees around here, but I don't know, I've never seen one like this, so maybe you guys can tell me what kind of tree would make a root like this. But nah, just kidding. So we had a power line here. You could tell it was cut previously because the ends are so corroded, and it was such a clean cut. So we did find it, but just talked to the homeowner, and we're thinking it was the old power wire to the garage before they had an official panel put in. So no worries there. Always makes you a little nervous when you see stuff like that when you're digging, but luckily this one is old and no longer in use, so should be all set. Got most of it dug out now, so should be able to start forming up, at least from those steps down. Just need to get a few tools here. Couple pins to get us started. This is a 2-pounder, always makes it a little easier. Some guys use those wooden stakes. I don't know how they end up doing it. These pins make it so much better in my opinion.
He doesn't need me, does he?
Nope.
That's a good idea. I didn't have to start them.
Let's go right to our line here. And now with this as our starting point, we'll just go set our string line here. Get our measurement off the wall, keep it consistent. Should be able to get a run here. I can find the end of this string. That's deep enough. So now that this one's in, just gonna go parallel off the house here. We're at 88 inches.
Some of it has to come out, that side.
Right there is good. You're not going to be able to keep a straight line on this one though. You're not going to get 42 inches on the sidewalk here. This is going to have to bump out, remember? And 88. There's our line. Yep.
What about this one down here?
That one's gonna have to bump out and then go down, because it's not gonna. You're not gonna get 42 inches here. You have 36.
So it has to come out this way.
Yeah, it has to bump out. Remember the line?
So you want to put this in?
No, it doesn't make a difference. Did you take my 2-pounder?
I got it. Okay, is that 42 inches over there?
Yeah.
Start over here.
Okay. the line. You're good. There's a silver one floating around here somewhere. There's a silver one floating around somewhere. They always cite these. See, they have a curve with a belly on the right. So it humps like this is the crown going up. So they always put that out because you can always take a pin and drive the curve in, but it's very hard to get the curve to go out if it's in the forms.
I'm going to come out 42.
Yeah. Might as well keep it consistent. This to be level going across here. Square. Level across here. Oh, look at that. Barely even trying. We have about 1/8 inch of fall, which will be perfect. For 42-inch wides, 43.5 with the inside 42. Happy with that. our string line up.
You want me to save a pile of this dirt for them?
Yeah, you might as well.
Where you want it at?
I mean, just leave like 2 scoops along this side up there, I'd say, and that's about all you can do.
When I'm finished with this load, I'm going to go and dump it, and then we should be done with the excavator, and then I'm going to go to the house, and Clover wants to come with me to ride me up off the hill. I'll take this skid strap and bring a load of stone back.
Oh yeah, that'd be cool. Way over. $42.
You take my level?
Yeah. Right on.
Where'd you put it?
It's up top. Can you give me a level line real quick? Can you give me a level line real quick though? Or at least a little bit of fall away.
You want to come down some?
Yeah, right
Does it-
there.
Hey Sean, now I gotta meet you from here to here.
Oh yeah. Wow.
What is that right there?
I mean, that's about where I want to be, right in here.
Okay, that'll work.
You sure? I can come down more. I got plenty over here to come down.
Yeah, come down there some. Okay, cool.
Actually, I'm gonna come down a hair more. I'm going for just a little bit of fall this way. So that's level, got about an inch of fall, half a bubble, like that. All right, and you can see string line straight, 42, but we have that little bow, and that's why you always put the bow out, because you can use the pins to meet that line perfectly. But if the bow was going in, it's hard to have the screws pull the board back to make that straight. So that's pretty straightforward here. So basically just this the whole way down, and you know, more forms, same concept. So we're gonna just get going on this. 9:30, so we're pretty much wrapping up here. We have this bit of sidewalk dug out, but we need to put some forms in. Didn't quite get there. Have sidewalk dug out here. Didn't really want to step if we could help it, but with this steep slope here, we're gonna end up making a 6-inch step, so just talk to her about that. Got our forms in pretty deep here because that side of the grass is so deep. Probably gonna need like 8-10 inches of gravel in most spots, but we'll get that in, compact it down, put them in front of the door, and just last little gravel going in here, and we're heading home. Okay, well that's a wrap. 9:30, so this is a late one tonight. It's probably hard to see, but Ty's just getting loaded up with the excavator over here. About to go help him chain that down. Made some good progress, so everywhere we got forms in, we brought in about 4, maybe 5 tons of gravel. So we have all this gravelled here. And I know it's hard to tell, but this is pretty much ready to go. Got about 3.5 to 4 inches of concrete. Gravel down, compacted pretty good, and just gonna go chain down the excavator, and I'm out of here for the night. Finish setup tomorrow. See you there. We're back. Second day of setup here, just pulling into the yard. There's a nice doe hanging out. Just pulling into the yard. Need about maybe 2 or 3 more tons of gravel. My dad and Ty are at the job now, just setting up. So should be a quick, easy setup for them since there was only 2 more straight lines and then the curves to do. So I'm gonna grab a couple scoops of gravel here and should be good to go. Of course, this older machine never holds its prime, so it's not even worth trying to start without giving the ball a few pumps here. That should do it. All right, so get in here, grab about 3 tons or so of that stone. It's always nicer to bring back half a ton or a ton rather than having to come back and get another one, so get a little bit extra. That's it. We're on our way. Those machines. Alright, so it looks like they got it, all the forms in, so we're gonna take some stone down, start unloading. What? Right side of the closer side of the garage. All right, I'm not gonna bore you with all this. We'll come back whenever it's done. Okay, so that was it. Fun. The gravel's in. This was for last night. So we have all of our lumber and forms set up here. Kind of some weird slopes on some of these spots, but to meet the dirt ground level here without having a cliff, it's kind of tough to meet every point since the driveway is so much lower. We have to meet these higher points up here where the cellar steps are, but I think it'll look all right once concrete's in. So we have a lot of false joints that we wet cut into this concrete, so we'll just lay them out first with these screws. I'll try to shoot for like 50 to 70 inches, maybe 5 feet area. Any longer, you know, and it kind of starts to look strange. Any shorter and it looks a little strange, and it becomes a lot more work to put that many false joints in. So we'll be pouring this tomorrow, I think, as long as the weather's okay, and should be a good one. There'll be a lot of detail in this, even though it's only about 6 yards or so. Come around the corner here, up to the porch. Again, we got all our screws about every 5 feet for our false joints. That way we don't have to think about it at all once we come to the pour day. But yeah, we'll bring the buggy in here, buggy most of this. Should be pretty straightforward with that, but there will be some handwork between the garage and the house since we can't really get the buggy in there, but it should only be about half a yard to rake back. So should be a fun one. There'll be a lot of detail, and it'll be fun to see how this one turns out. I think last thing there was just had to fix this pipe for her since she had a sump pump in here and the joints weren't glued together, and it was actually separated under the old sidewalk. So I'm going to cut this back, throw a couple angles on it, and we'll run it under the new sidewalk for her. So yeah, should be a good one, and I'll catch up with you guys on pour day. Okay, welcome back. So we made it to pour day. So we're gonna pour out this roughly 140 feet of sidewalk. Should be a fun one. Nice warm day. Should be a lot of detail. So we're gonna head over to the job and start getting this poured out as soon as the concrete truck shows up. So I'll see you there. We got to the job site. Truck is here. Just gonna throw my boots on, and we are gonna be ready to get rolling. Concrete's going.
A garage back there, 30 by 55. 30 by 55? Yeah. Pretty good size. It is. Where do you want this one, John?
Can we get a little bit, or right in your boots, fine.
Just a little bit, that's good.
Watch the splash here. Oh, that's plenty. That's good.
So, whoever created this, it's like 2.5 feet off. Ready, Dave? Yep.
Beautiful.
Hey, let's get a piece of plastic so we ain't gonna clean this whole house.
Caught up for the most part. Got all this in with the buggy. Just finishing up working on first pass on the edges here. So I got it floated just to kind of keep up with it. Get all our edges up to the top of the forms here, because sometimes they fall down whenever you're screeding. So it's nice to have those nice and flat. Up against the garage door here. Jump around. Put our pipe in earlier for our sump pump drain. And coming around. Just finishing up, so shouldn't be much longer now. Especially the stuff in the sun here is already starting to get a little sticky, so probably another 15-20 minutes and we'll be hitting this again with the edgers, and then still trowel. Probably we'll be ready to broom in about half an hour, so catch up with you then. I have one.
There's one right there.
Boy, Dave, you're an artist. That looks nice. I didn't get mine nearly as nice as yours. All right, so pretty much caught up now. So got these false joints measured out. Start to get these in, since it doesn't take long to get behind on some stuff whenever this stuff starts to go off. So. Just measure both those
He might
sides.
not take it that way, but that's how he meant it.
Get our
Wait
groove
till
cut
he
in.
gets that bill for a dump truck, for a skid steer, for a dump
Fill in
trailer,
some cream here.
and all the surcharges, that $80 fuel surcharge a minute. He's gonna be in the whole negative. I don't think he bid this one high enough. You tell him, Dave, your cut price went up.
That's it. Just run down the line. Make them look pretty. And we're about every 5 or 6 feet, so you just come down here, get right on our line, and we've measured these 1,000 times, making them even, but for some reason it never looks right when you actually measure, so it's easier to eyeball it. This is for all my fans.
He's done lost it, bub. He's done lost it.
I have an audience to pertain to now, and
There's 4 people watching this video.
I'm talking to thousands of people actually. It is funny. It's a weird feeling to get used to, talking to yourself.
What do you think, Sean? Parallel with the, or perpendicular to straight section, or twisted a little?
That one I laid out straight, and then the next one should be normal to the radius, and then another straight one to Dave's left. And that worked out pretty well. That one's fine. Yep. I think that one was 6 feet or something like that, 7 feet versus a 6 foot piece. Yep, you're good. All right, so we got this hand trowel out now. It's nice and smooth for the broom. Basically just sitting here waiting for it to get broomable. So you see it's still a little wet there. Give it another 15 minutes here in the sun, I'd say, and we'll be ready to broom. Basically just use the trowel to take out all the big lines. That way it doesn't show up through the broom marks. Should be good to go. Yeah, that's no problem.
good.
I got you.
When do you think we can strip this step?
I think it's close.
It's pretty darn close. There's a pin on the other side.
I'll do that if you want, Ty, since I don't have a
Yeah.
edger and stuff anyway. Of course, the loudest motorcycle goes by.
You put it out front already, Sean?
Yep.
Hey, you edging that over there? Or you...
Yeah, we'll edge that.
You got it, look nice.
Oh.
Wow, you did a good job, Dad. Not complaining. All right, that's a wrap. So we got Dave here just finishing up the final touches as the perfectionist he is.
I don't know.
It looks good.
On this false joint thing.
Yeah. So we got all the sidewalks in, broom finish, and of course we like to wet cut the joints. I think it looks a lot nicer than doing saw cuts or even just brooming over your joints later on. Makes a big difference to go back over them after the broom. So looking good. Got a nice step here. That came out pretty nice. And then moving along, down around, go on this side, along the garage here. All right, just doing the last walkthrough now. Thank you. All right, well, so that's it. Didn't really go too bad. It could have been a lot worse for labor-wise with all the detail that goes into sidewalks like this, but timing went pretty well with this one. We had to have about half in the shade, so that helped because we were able to do most of the stuff in the sun first and then come back to the second half in the shade. But we're gonna get cleaned up here and come back in the morning and pull forms, clean up a little bit, and call this one done.